So this first one, what'd you find for your vertex? 1, 3. So opposite of what you see inside, same as what you see outside. Okay, so the vertex is 1, 3. How do you find the axis of symmetry? It's x equals 1. Where are we getting that?
From the vertex.
Yeah, from your vertex. It's always the x value of your vertex. Remember, this was hk, and the axis of symmetry is always x equals h. So x equals 1. So I'm going to put in an axis of symmetry right here and a vertex of 1, 3. Okay. How do you find a y-intercept? Plug in 0. So if we plug 0 in up here, y equals -2 times 0 minus 1 squared plus 3. We get y equals, let's see, 1 squared. So -2 times 1 is a -2 plus 3. So y is 1. That means my y-intercept is the point 0, 1. That's here. Okay. Do you see another way you could have found that without plugging in 0?
Plug in 1, 3.
Not from 1, 3. If you do the slope, if you will, right? Down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. You're allowed to do that one move in both directions. That gets you to your y-intercept. So you could have used the -2 to find that one. Go ahead and reflect that point, and then we'll just graph that upside down u. What's your maximum? It's always your k value, right, of your vertex. So your maximum is 3. That's as high as your y value goes. What's your domain? All real numbers. And your range. Y is less than or equal to, and that's always this number, your k value. Okay? All right, so let's talk through this one. What's your vertex here? -2, -1. So opposite of this 2, same as the 1. So your axis of symmetry?
-2.
Not -2.
2.
X equals -2. So if x equals -2, here's your axis of symmetry. And then -2, -1 is your vertex. Is this one going to open up or down? It's going to open up because this 2 is positive, right? So if I give 2 more points, I would be going up 2 to the right one and up 2 to the left one. Okay. Your y-intercept would be the next best point to find, right? Plugging in 0. So I'm just going to do that. 2 times 0 plus 2 squared minus 1 is going to get us our y-intercept. So 2 squared is 4 times 2 is 8 minus 1. So you would get a y-intercept of 0, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That falls off. So you don't have to graph that one. If you want to graph that one, go right ahead. It would look like that. If it's close, I usually do. Okay, so then what is your minimum? -1. It's the y value of your vertex. So -1, domain is all real numbers. So your range, is it greater than or equal to or less than or equal to? Greater than or equal to that y value, -1. Okay, nothing new there. That was yesterday. Good on that? Okay, here's the new thing. You are going to write an equation in vertex form. And if you recall, vertex form was y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay. Now let's take a look at what we have. You have a vertex and you have a point. What variables are your vertex? They are in x and y, but in our form, they're h and k, right? So if I were you, I would write hk here, and then you have a point. And a point is always an x value and a y value. So we're going to call the point xy. What are we missing variable-wise from our vertex form? A. You have to find A to be able to set this up in vertex form. So here's the deal. On the test, if you give me Vertex form with the vertex plugged in and no A, I will give you a point for that. Even though you haven't found your A, at least you knew like this is what my final answer should look like. I just can't remember how to find A, okay? So I will give you a point for this right here. If you tell me y equals A times x minus my h value squared plus my k value, okay? That's a point on your test because you could at least say, I know my final form has to look like this, I just don't know what goes here. So if I were you, I would just do that off the bat. But what we're actually going to do is solve for A. Does anyone see how we could find A? Yeah, we can't just get rid of, John.
Do you like plug everything in, then A would be the only thing left?
Right. We have an x and a y, right? We have a point. So I'm going to plug my x in for x and my y in for y and then solve for A. So there's going to be a little bit of algebra involved with these. 5 equals A times my x value is 1 minus 3 squared plus 2. Now, the reason I think this is lovely is so that at the end, you know exactly what your answer should be. You're just dropping in a number for A. But you don't have to give me that first purple equation, okay? If you want to just start right off the bat with solving for A, go right ahead. That's more for those that struggle to know where to begin. At least you showed me something. Okay, so to simplify this, you get negative 2 squared. What's negative 2 squared?
4.
A positive 4. So this is 4 times A plus 2 equals 5. So take away your 2 and then divide by 4. Okay, so A is 3/4. So now here's your A value. You just take that number and you drop it into that very first equation that we set up. So y equals 3/4 times x minus 3 squared plus 2. That is your vertex form. Can you tell me the general shape of this graph? Does it open up or down?
Up.
It opens up. And is it a compression or a stretch? Compression, right? It's going to open wider because it's a fraction. A fraction between 0 and 1, that is. Questions on that? Okay. You want to try this one on your own? Y equals A times x minus h squared plus k. That your final answer needs to keep this and this, right? All of that and the equal sign should be in your final answer. You're going to replace the A, the H, and the K. All right, let's lay it out. So you have X and Y and H and K. So it's going to be Y equals A times X, which is the 4, minus the H, which is 2 squared, and then plus your K value, which is a negative 3. So you can just say minus 3 there, and then simplify. Remember PEMDAS, right? If you do 4 minus 2 is 2 squared is 4, and then you subtract 3 from that because you go A times 4 minus 3. PEMDAS does not let us subtract before we've multiplied, right? So don't set it up like this. This is 4 times A minus 3 equals negative 8. So you're going to add 3. So negative 5 equals 4A. And then divide by 4. So A is a negative 5/4. Okay, so we're going to bring that up here, but then we want to drop the Y and the X back in. So Y equals negative 5/4 times X minus 2 squared minus 3. Is that what you got? Hopefully? Okay. Okay, last thing. It's the same type of problem. They just don't tell you what your stuff is, okay? But let's think about it. If we're going to put this into vertex form, we need a vertex and some other point, okay? Can you tell me the vertex of this graph? 3, 1, right? This point right here. So your vertex is 3, 1. And then some point on the graph. What would you pick? Zero, 7, right? Pick the Y-intercept, this point right here. Falls perfectly at 7, or you could pick 6, 7, would get you the same thing. I'm going to pick 0, 7 because I like to work with zeros more. So if we're going to set this up in vertex form, it'll be y equals a times x. Here's your h and k, right? So x minus 3 squared plus 1. Okay, so that's going to be my final answer with a new a value dropped in. We got to find a. So now we're going to plug in our x and y. Here's x, here's y. So this is going to be 7 equals a times 0 minus 3 squared plus 1. Okay, so we simplify that. Negative 3 squared is 9. So 9a plus 1 equals 7. Take away that 1. So 6 is 9a. And then we're going to divide by 9. So what's your a value? 6 over 9 is 2/3, right? 6 divided by 9, both are divisible by 3. So a is 2/3. So you are just taking that 2/3 and bringing it back up to my orange equation up here. So it'll be y equals 2/3 times x minus 3 squared plus 1. Questions on that? Pretty quick, right? Not terrible.